What is up, fully charged TCG? Welcome back to another video. Today we have Marnie's Mega Gengar EX. The whole deck centers around Gengar and Grimmsnarl. That's kind of what's going on here. The Meta Gengar has Shadowy Concealment. It's an ability that is just always running. It says if one of your dark Pokemon is knocked out by damage from one of the attacks of your opponent's Pokemon EX, that player takes one fewer prize cards, and this ability doesn't stack. And then he also has the attack for 2 dark energy. It does 230, and you move 1 energy from Gengar to one of your bench Pokemon. We run 2 of the Gengar, 2 Haunter. We run a Pheasantipity. We're running 3 Ghastly. We are running 1 of these Sableyes because for 1 dark energy, when you have Gengar in play, he does 90 damage. Also, a lot of decks are running Mew EX, and this guy, because Mew EX is weak to dark, one-shots Mew EX. Very relevant. Also can take out Gimme Ghouls and things like that in that matchup. Sableye is overall just really solid, especially with Gengar making him a 0 prizer. We're running 1 Morpeko, one of Marnie's Morpekos, obviously, because this is a Marnie's deck, and this is just a really solid attacker. 3 energy, and it does 40 damage, 20 damage plus 40 damage more for each dark energy you have on this Pokemon, which in my opinion is just really solid, especially when you can ramp a lot of energy into play. It's just a really solid guy. Once again, Gengar makes him a 0 prizer. We're running 3 of the little guy, 2 of the middle guy, and 2 of the Grimmsnarls. Grimmsnarl is your main attacker. He says ability Punk Up. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve, it basically does kind of like the Charizard effect. You get to grab 5 basic dark energy from your deck and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon any way you like, and then shuffle your deck. So for 5 energy, you can charge himself up and Marnie's Morpeko. So you can kind of like get both those options on board. And you can kind of really play with how that energy comes out. Marnie's Morpeko is the only other Marnie's Pokemon we're running right now in this deck. That might change in the future, but as of right now, that's kind of all you need. And then the attack does 180 plus 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I feel like this is a pretty solid attack when you consider the fact that he becomes a 1 prizer and he ramps himself up. For supporters, we're running 3 Ionos. We're running 1 of the Secret Arts because this allows you to just kind of charge up your non-Marnie's Pokemon. You can get an extra energy onto Gengar because typically like a turn 1, if I have an energy, I'll attach it to a Ghastly, and then I'll use the effect of Grimmsnarl to charge himself up. So this allows you to get 1 onto your Sableye and 1 onto your Gengar. Pretty solid. The main support of the deck is Lily's Determination. Don't really need to say much about this. It's fantastic. We're running 1 Professor Turo and 1 of Wally's Compassion. This is just ways to heal our Pokemon and make it even harder for them to take knockouts, which I think is pretty solid. We're running 2 Bosses Orders because you always need Gust. Our stadiums of choice is going to be the Artisan and the Town Store just to get into our tools, which we run 2 Air Balloon, and we run 2 of the TM Devo, which it's out of order. I'll show you in a second. But 2 Air Balloon, 4 Buddy Buddy Poppin' because we need to get everything rolling. We're running 2 Counter Catcher because it's important. 3 Rare Candy because we have Gengar and Grimmsnarl that we want to be able to go into as soon as possible. And this just allows us to do that in matchups where we need to be more aggressive. We have a Secret Box. We have 2 Super Rod, 2 TM Devos, which allows us to get that off of that town store. This allows us just to get set up really, really quick. I love it. We're running 2 Ultra Ball, and we are running 2 Nest Ball, and then 1 Pal Pad just to wrap it up. We're just running 8 Dark Energy. All right, guys, so we are jumping into the first game here. My opponent has won the coin toss and will choose to go first. So game 1, Marnie's Gengar. Let's see how it rocks and rolls. We are going to open Ghastly, 2 Buddy Poppins, and a Technical Machines Evolution. So in theory here, if we could get an energy, we could really get rolling. No energy, but we will get a 3rd Buddy Poppins. So we're just gonna go ahead and yeah, let's just do that. Set up. I don't know what to do exactly. I don't want to. Really don't want to Iona him because obviously, if I Iona him, it might get him out of this weird hand that he's in because he only played down a single Charmander, and we don't want to get him out of that hand. We don't want to give him something he can work with. So he does have the Charmeleon, but the fact that he went to Charmeleon, I wonder he's probably bricked. Oh, okay. So he did have a supporter. Never mind. Count the cards in your hand. Shuffle those cards into your deck and draw a card for. Okay. So just another weird way to draw a card, and then he does 50 damage to my Ghastly, which is totally valid and fine. We do not care about either of those things. I think in this case we are going to go Haunter, attach an energy, attach Technical Machine Evolution, and we are still going to choose to not. We're still going to choose not to Iono because he still has an awkward start. So we would rather get the Gengar on board and get ready to go into our big boy EX here. Grimmsnarl. That way we can go ahead and start firing off and actually throwing out some attacks and doing some damage. And essentially, if he doesn't find a Pokemon this turn, a bench Pokemon, we could just win next turn. So, because I mean, obviously he'll take prize on our Ghastly. Maybe he has a boss and he could take prize on our Grimmsnarl, which, not a Grimmsnarl, but he take prize on our dude, so we can't go into Grimmsnarl. And if he does that, then okay, like that would be his best, I guess, course of action. But okay, he's finally going to find a second bench Pokemon. So far, the way this deck is flowing is pretty nice. I like it. And he finds the Mew. Interesting. So they can draw more cards. Nice. He's going to get to draw 2. Off the restart. And I'm guessing he's just hoping to find something he needs off of that. Perhaps the boss. I don't think he found it. I think he would have just immediately went plop and went for it. But okay, he did not find it. Burning Darkness. However, we have Gengar in field. So I just prevent him from taking any prizes. That feels good. That feels really good, folks. Okay, so obviously we're going to attach Dark Energy here. We're going to go ahead and evolve. With this evolution, yes, we would like to punk up. Do we want to take all 4 energy? We only have 4 energy remaining in the deck. So I think I'm actually going to only take 3. I'm only going to take 2. No. Because so the reason why I'm only taking 2 is if I took all 4, I could put 2 on my Grimmsnarl, 2 on one more Pekko, but then I have nothing left in my deck, right? I have no energy left in my deck, which means I can't get into Gengar until I get to Super Rod the energy back from whatever Pokemon dies, essentially. This way, by leaving those 2 in there, I can go ahead and still get into a Gengar swing in case I need to. And potentially get into 2 Gengar swings. Because Gengar will move 1 energy from himself to like my Morpeko. And then I find the other energy, attach it, swing, move that energy, a second energy to Morpeko. And then, by then, hopefully I have a Super Rod if we win an extreme scenario and I needed to be able to get that dark energy back. So it just allows me to have more energy to play with down the line. And anytime I evolve into Grimmsnarl, so like if I need to evolve this guy, I just get that 2 dark energy back. There's no need to pull it out sooner. He just does 180. Totally fine. We're still in a really good position. I don't really want to Iono him because he doesn't have much going on right now. I am going to go ahead and do a quick deck search and see what I got going on. Both super rods are in there. And then, yeah, my 2 dark energy. Do I need to grab anything? I think I'll grab a Sable. Oh, I can't grab Sable. Okay. I don't think I need to. Inspect board. So, I guess I'll grab a second Ghastly for now. And then I'll go ahead and do 180, taking the prize and putting 30 more on the Mew. I'll get to take 2 prizes there. And pretty much this game is all but wrapped up because he has no way of going back into a Charizard. He was incredibly bricked this whole game, which kind of weird because he actually drew a significant amount of cards. So it happens. Who knows why, but it happens. He's going to go ahead and Super Rod. Just trying to get something going attached. My guess is he'll draw 1 here. Yep. And maybe he'll get a bench Pokemon. I guess the only good part for him is, and he just forfeits right there. So yeah, game 1, Marnie's Gengar. It was very fluent feeling. I'll take it. That felt really good. Okay, jumping into game 2. This is our starting hand. Sure. We do have Rare Candy Gengar, which is just kind of dope to open with. Our opponent chose to go first. I'm not sure what he's playing at this point because both of these guys are just kind of supporter Pokemon. So I'm not really sure what he's playing at this moment. Psychic Energy, interesting. Maybe Secret Box will give us a little bit better of a hint. Fire, double fire, and a turbo or jet energy getting pitched. So I have Rare Candy Gengar and Lily's Determination. Pretty good. But only problem is not being able to evolve on turn 1. Do I just not do anything past? Okay, he's playing that. Interesting. Do I not do anything past, or do I Lily's Determination? Because my hand is solid. He's doing that garbage. Okay. Okay, Super Rodding. Yep. Brute Bonnet. New active Pokemon, cures guy, do damage to me. Makes sense. He's got 1 card in hand. Oh, an Iono. This is a good question. Would I just want attach this? And I'm going to attach this in turn and just be like, look, I don't got nothing. And hope that he can't really get my Ghastly out of this. And then basically I just go, maybe he kills my guy, maybe he doesn't. Then I just kind of go Lily's. Oh, okay, Iono. Maybe I should have Lily's Determinations. He had his 2 cards in hand. He had Iono. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Bad call. Should have Lily's Determinations. I would just assumed with him having 2 cards in his hand that one of them wasn't going to be Iono. Bad assumption. Your opponent always has Iono in Pokemon, and that's what you should always assume. So, my fault for being a scrub. And, okay, cool. 10 damage, and it's my turn. Okay, let's see what I got. I got double Buddy Poppin'. So, obviously, we're going to double Buddy Poppin'. Or single Buddy Poppin', whatever. We're going to get both these down. Buddy Poppins, get those down. We're going to go ahead and put that there. We're going to go ahead and Lily's Determination. Just because we need to draw cards. Okay. Pheasantipity will go down. Okay. Well. I guess we drop this. Get the Morpeko. Pass. Just losing that Gengar in rare candy at the bottom of our deck was very rough, but I think we're still like our whole board's built. The only thing is that we need to be able to start evolving our Pokemon. And so just needing to get into a rare candy. Like I just need to get into a rare candy. Rare candy would definitely help out. We just go straight into this and oh, there's a Mega. Well, okay, very interesting. Okay. Basic Mega Evolution. I think the concept of basic Mega Evolutions are very interesting to me because there's 3 prize basics, and I'm just questioning how good is that? Like, discard all enemies from going to do 300 damage. Okay, cool. And then you have obviously the do 40 damage and then switch out, which is obviously cool for this deck. Like, you know, because you're going to get to do the damage, knock it out, and then you get to switch. You know, obviously you get to, like, switch Pokemon, which is cool, because you get to then heal your Pokemon and not take any damage from your poison effect. That's kind of cool, but, like, outside of this deck, how useful is that card? Does that make sense? Like, how useful is that? I think we're going to flip the script, see what we can draw. Is it something we need? Of course not. I think at this point we literally just want a Lily's Determination. All of his guys have free retreat, so that doesn't matter. We can't attack unless we get what we need. So we have to Lily's Determination and hope to get into... Well, we got Haunter, so cool, I guess. But, like, bro, no rare candy still. Throw a Sableye down. Throw Haunter down. I'm thinking that it's going to be hard for them to take a prize on Fez just because of the way their deck's set up. So I feel like I'm going to do that. And then everything is retreat, so it doesn't really matter what I do here. Right? Yeah, just no retreat costs. Cool. So can't trap nothing until we remove that Latias. But kind of had a really super slow start. Well, not a slow start in terms of Pokemon on board. That's been fantastic. But yeah, just kind of a rough start here. The kind of cool part about this is that, oh yeah, let's boss order up that. Can they get the prize on that though? Opponents choosing new. That's 40 damage on it. And then Toxic Powder is going to do... Is that enough? 40, 50... Am I mistaken? Yeah, plus at 60. Just go ahead and clear that out. Yep, because they went ahead and switched into this. Really annoying. Really, really annoying there. Nothing I can do, though, because I'm just not seeing what I need. And I... can't use flip the scripts. Yeah, because of why can't I use flip the script? One of my Pokemon were knocked out during my last turn. I don't get why I can't flip the script. Someone make that make sense to me in the comment section if I post this. Just nothing I can do. Okay. Last turn. This deck is interesting. I feel like if I just had gotten set up at all, I just win. Like, but I think at this point, like, I'm on the verge of losing just out of not seeing the right pieces. And I run 4 Lily's Determination, you know, run 3 Rare Candy. There should be plenty of stuff. So frustrating when Pokemon does this. Okay. Yep. Toxic Powder. Your deck is so cool, bro. Actually, it kind of is. Hit, retreat, amplify damage counters. It's kind of a neat little combo. It's just it falls apart if your opponent is able to actually play the game. I feel like I'd be having like a... Okay, finally. We get to play the game, guys. Now that we get to play the game. Yes, we will use Punked Up. And yes, we will bring out all 5. To start things going. Okay. So now we just got to decide how we want to go about this. So I think that it's really like, what do we want to kill? Do we want to just like bring up the Latias and can't KO Latias? Do we want to like KO the Brute Bonnet, force him to have to get back into it? You know what? We're going to use the boss's orders. We're going to bring up the Brute Bonnet. We're going to go ahead and retreat into Grimmsnarl. And then we're going to go ahead and deal the damage. Put the 30 on the Latias so that we have set up Latias basically be able to, you know, get shot by Grimmsnarl. And actually we can do something. He shouldn't have any way. There's a Hunter. Cool, I guess. Kind of late at this point, but if Rare Candy is still somewhere in the deck. So Rare Candy's in there somewhere, guys. We'll eventually find it. We got to be almost to the bottom of the deck where we've shuffled the deck since then because of Lily's Determination, but that's not the point. The point is we should be getting close to a Rare Candy. If we get into Rare Candy, oh, cool. I mean, you have 11 cards in your hand. If we can get into like a Rare Candy into Gengar to start making this a little bit harder for him. And then obviously we have to start okay, we got into Rare Candy Gengar, guys. We have to do something about this Mega Latias. It being 3, I mean, it still can't really do too much damage to me. 80, swap out, do the checkup. Cool Beans, you're going to do some damage there. We're going to go Rare Candy, Gengar, attach, Town Store for a balloon if we have it. We don't, but we'll just thin the deck. We're not using this. We're just throwing it down to thin the deck. At this point, we get another one of you. And then we Lily Determination. Okay. Don't like the fact that this guy might get KO'd, but I don't think I have much of a choice but to potentially allow it, just because I don't have any good options as of right now. 3 cards in his hand. I take prize. Maybe this slows it down enough here that perhaps this slows him down enough because he has to recycle this. He only has 3 cards in his hand. Perhaps that slows him down enough that it allows me to kind of be able to navigate my way back into this game. Because I don't think he can really take prize on me. Even if he does 140 more damage, that's still not enough. That only puts him at 290. I would still have 30 remaining. So he has to find a way to do that. Otherwise, it's just like kind of lights out at this point. Because let's see here. Depending on what he chooses to feed me, I mean, I guess he could be going for the 3. Aha, he's almost gotten up to the 300 attack. So he could do that. Discard all the energy. But I'm not sure if that would matter. I come up with more Pekko. I guess it would just depend on how much energy do I have remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I maybe have 1, 8. So all my energy is accounted for. So I'd have to find a way to recycle energy. So taking the prize would be really good. However, I don't think he got there. Nope, he only got to the 290, which is good for us. I could definitely I don't know, it would feel pretty nice. Don't want him to die. I could Turo him up. Yeah. I'm going to Turo him up. Move up to more Pekko. Just kind of cut off that option there. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that energy right back into the deck. I'm going to go ahead and put that back there. Slap that back down. I don't need to do that. And 140, we're going to put him down to just needing 3 prizes. If he takes a prize on this Morpeko, that does not change his prize pool at all, because he takes zero prizes because of Gengar EX. It took us a minute, but we're in this game now. Matter of fact, we've actually surpassed him in prizes, and that's with passing for like 4 straight turns. Boss's order, okay. He has a boss's order. However, what does that really get him? Can't KO the Mega Gengar. 0 prizes for this guy. 0 prizes for this guy. 1 prize for the Fezandipity. So you could go for Fez. Also, Sableye actually in this matchup is kind of valid because of all those, like, Sableye's pretty valid. I put one energy on Sableye, and I'm just like KOing this Mew. I'm KOing the one dude who's only 80. You take 0 prizes, my friend. And then obviously, not only do you take 0 prizes, but I get to slide up Fezandipity. and flip the script off of you taking 0 prizes, which feels pretty good. We'll attach one to Gengar for certain. We will put more energy back into the deck for certain. I could have put more Peko back in the deck actually, but kind of forgot. We're gonna do this. Yes, we will go ahead. We'll leave one in the deck. In case we need it for later for the Sableye or anything. Because I only really have him to charge up. I don't really need to charge up this guy. So okay, I guess I have to. So I can't just like add it to hand or something. So I have to kind of just, I should have just done 2 in reality. Let's see here. I have the retreat. I have the retreat into Grimmsnarl. I think that's correct. And then I think that I don't mind Ionoing him just to get rid of his hand size, put him on 4, disrupt his hand a little bit. Plus, you know, I didn't necessarily need anything in that hand at that exact moment. Maybe I shouldn't have Ionoed him because I just realized he had 4 cards. I kind of realized I thought he had less prizes left. So that's my own fault. Anyways, put 30 on him. I'll take 2 prizes. I only need 1. Obviously, I didn't have a boss or a counter catcher in hand anyways. Oh, okay. With this allows us to get into a boss's orders. I believe I should still have a boss's orders inside my deck. I've only used 1, so unless I prize the other one, I have a boss's orders left in my deck. So basically, I just win next turn unless he disrupts my hand. So he gets to disrupt my hand, take KO. But like 240 is not enough, sir. 240 is not enough. What are you thinking? Boom. 240 is not enough, brother. 240 is not enough, brother. Okay. So, all I need to do is find the boss's orders. And that's game. So we're going to grab boss. Throw down boss. Bring up the Fez. And that is GG, sir. Good night. It was fun. It was fun playing with you. So guys, that's the deck. That's Marnie's Gengar. I really enjoy it. You see in these 2 games how it definitely has some very strong potential to it. I think it's very interesting. And in a meta where Gardevoir kind of runs wild, I think that it's a pretty valid option. Let me know what you guys think of it.